Hey everyone, welcome to this new installment of Rapid Reviews. I'm your host, Rapid Reflex, and today we're going to be taking a look at a cartoon pilot that has been around for almost a year now, and over that course has grown massively in popularity. I am of course talking about Hazbin Hotel. This adult cartoon pilot was created by Vivian Medrano, or VivziePop, a YouTube animator with a fascination for musicals, and boy does it show here. Now, as of currently, there is only one episode of the show, the pilot episode, produced by Spindlehorse Tunes, which is the piece of the show that we'll be taking a look at today. So, let's jump right in. The main premise of Hazbin Hotel focuses on Charlie, the Princess of Hell. No, I mean that literally. The show takes place directly in Hell itself, and Charlie, voiced by Jill Harris, is the princess of it all. Ironically, however, while ruling over a place filled to the brim with horrible people doing sick, disgusting actions, Charlie remains an absolute angel and is extremely friendly to about everyone, as long as they don't get on her bad side. The plot of the show revolves around her and her journey to rehabilitate sinners to make them good, with the hope that they can get into heaven. Her way of doing so is by opening a hotel titled the Happy Hotel. Sounds like she'd be a fan of a certain reformed character out there who was once a demon too. Her reason for opening a rehabilitation hotel is to find a less cruel way to solve Hell's overpopulation problem, as revealed in the opening song, I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. However, when she pitches the idea on television, she is completely mocked at for thinking of such an idea. Along with her for the ride is her romance partner and hotel manager, Vaggie, voiced by Monica Franco. Vaggie is the more aggressive one of the duo, as she tends to hurt those who treat Charlie wrong, but is willing to help her any way possible. She'll also go to any length to protect Charlie from humiliation, though that doesn't mean Charlie is always going to listen, one example being when she tells Charlie to not sing during her interview. In addition to our duo is the one and currently only client at the Happy Hotel, Angel Dust, who is voiced by Michael Kovac. This guy stole the show for me. I absolutely love him, and I mean that. There was not a single moment where this guy was on screen that didn't have me laughing. Now, along with being the hotel's client, he's also a famous adult film star, drug addict, and a prostitute, as shown at the beginning of the pilot and mentioned in the newscast. He tends to be incredibly arrogant and stuck in his ways, as he doesn't want to ruin his celebrity image by going clean, though there are moments where he tends to actually show compassion and sympathy, mostly towards Charlie, when he does go a bit too far. And since he is an adult film celebrity, he tends to make a lot of sex jokes, though every time he did, it was timed perfectly.
Oh, harder, Daddy! Son?
And what can you do, my effeminate fellow?
I can suck your dick.
Ha! No.
This character just set the whole comedic tone for the entire plot, and I cannot state enough how much I love him. Next up is Alistair, the radio demon, one of the most feared and powerful demons throughout all of Hell. He is voiced by Edward Bosco. He takes a notice of Charlie's fiasco on what does he call it?
A picture show!
Oh, right. He volunteers to help Charlie with the hotel. Clearly, his offer is not taken lightly, as he is a rather freaky man, but in the end, he does convince Charlie to take him up on it. Similar to Angel Dust, I loved everything about this character. His personality, his outfit, his voice is amazing. I loved the addition of the radio filter to make him stand out. The way he talks and his vocabulary clearly makes him sound like a man who died in the early 20th century. He left me grasping for more lore on him. I'm really hoping to see where Vivzie goes with him in future episodes. Also, did I mention that his singing voice is provided by Gabriel Brown, also known as Black Griffin, one of the most iconic songwriters in the My Little Pony fandom? Gabriel absolutely nailed it here, and I can't wait to see him do more songs as his character. There's also a few other minor characters here I'd like to give a quick nod to. My first and favorite being Husker, voiced by Mick Lauer, an alcoholic cat with a gambling addiction. He came off as quite funny, and I really liked his relationship with Alistair, especially their deal over cheap booze. Oh, and this part.
You thought it would be some kind of big fucking riot just to pull me out of nowhere? You think I'm some kind of fucking clown?
Maybe.
Next up is Cherry, Angel Dust's best friend and voiced by Crystal Laporte. Not much is really known about her other than her friendship with Angel Dust, but I liked her nonetheless, as she is someone who is willing to fight for what she wants. Third is Nifty, voiced by Michelle Marie. Basically, she's hired as the cleaning lady at the Happy Hotel. She also seems to be generally friendly, but maybe a bit psychotic. I thought she was okay. And lastly, we have Katie Killjoy. Yeah, I don't like her. Moving on. So now that we've got most of the main parts out of the way, I'd like to touch on some other aspects I really loved about this. First up is the animation. I'm gonna go right off the cliff here and say that the animation is some of the best I've ever seen. With most cartoons being done in cheap flash animation nowadays, Hazbin Hotel completely stands out amongst the crowd with its beautiful hand-drawn style. Some moments in the show look a bit choppy at times, but the rest of it is incredibly smooth and it looks absolutely flawless. The colors in the show are mostly the same, and they can get a bit tiring to look at after a while, but hey, what did we expect from a show that takes place in hell, mostly with all the crimson colors? But when a song comes on, or the action starts to crank up, it becomes vibrant and beautiful, especially during Charlie's song, Inside of Every Demon is a Rainbow. The same can also be said during Alistair's rendition of the same song later on in the episode. Speaking of which, the soundtrack was really nice to listen to throughout, and every musical number the characters had was very well done. Like I said before, VivziePop's love of musicals really shines in this, and every singer put their heart and soul into these numbers. I've listened to all of them countless times since watching the pilot. Another aspect I want to talk about is the humor. Hazbin Hotel is clearly a show made for adults only. This is not for children under any circumstances, evidenced by the offensive humor, swearing, and Angel's constant sex jokes. However, while this is a show reliant on humor for the most part, it's clearly not afraid to shy away from heartfelt or emotional moments. One of my favorite examples is when Charlie calls her mother only to no answer and leaves a sad voicemail asking her for some encouragement. Even on the verge of tears when she also mentions that even her own father didn't seem to show support for her before. And now that she has become the laughingstock of hell after being on the news, it's truly a sad sight to see. I honestly had the urge to give her a hug during that scene. The same can apply to a scene I mentioned earlier about Angel. When Charlie is sad, he makes a bit of an insulting joke, but then he actually realizes that it wasn't the right time for it, and even shows some guilt and feels sorry for saying it. While I love shows that are there to make me laugh most of the time, I love these moments that truly give the characters, well, character. They're not just one-sided, they have feelings, and it gives them a place here. It leaves me begging to see even more interactions between them, and every character gave me something to love in this show. So, overall, what do I think of Hazbin Hotel? Well, if you didn't take it from the way I was talking about it, then I'll say it straight. I absolutely loved it. The characters, the setting, the story, the songs, the humor, everything about this made me smile. It left me really wanting more. And from the looks of it, that's what we're getting. Because just recently, the show has officially been picked up by the production company A24, along with the confirmation that it will be officially coming to television. This makes me super excited for the future of this series and for VivziePop's career. I can't wait to see where her as well as the cast and crew of this series go in the future. And also, there's still a good bit of other content related to Hazbin for me to mention. One of which is the obvious Hell of a Boss spin-off series, which I plan on doing a separate video on in the future, as well as the wonderful Addict music video, which premiered only a few months ago. It's a beautiful music video specifically focused on Angel Dust and Cherry, and it reveals so much more to the lore of Angel's character. Basically, it's a music video about my favorite character that made me love him even more than I already did. Well, that about wraps up my review on Hazbin Hotel. I highly enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see where this goes in the time ahead. Vivzie, if you're watching this, I wish you and the amazing cast and crew the best of luck. You deserve it. Anyway, if you guys want to check out the Hazbin Hotel pilot for yourself, there's a link for it down in the description below. Thanks for checking out this episode of Rapid Reviews. I'm Rapid Reflex, and I'll see you all later. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If so, be sure to hit that like button to show support for the channel. Feel free to have a look at any of my other videos, both old and new. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a brand new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can stay up to date with my channel and for sneak peeks of what's coming. Once again, thanks for checking out today's video, and I'll see you next time.